Good morning out there. It's David Duford here at Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. In today's video, I want to talk about a subject near and dear to my heart that damages agents daily. And that's dealing with what is known as, on one hand, the asshole client, and on the other hand, the quote-unquote agent killer. So what I'm going to talk about today is a personal story that I experienced this Saturday, running an appointment, actually two in the same day, and then give you some perspective on why you shouldn't let these agent killers kill you. So first of all, I was out running appointments Saturday in a little town called Rockwood, Tennessee, as well as up in Crossville, Tennessee. So the first appointment, or well, the first a-hole appointment I went on, I knocked on the door. The guy was a little bit early, maybe 10 minutes early. Knew he was there, heard him walking around inside the house, just out on the porch. His truck was there. It's clear the guy was there. He just wasn't coming to the door. So I picked my phone up and called him and asked him, hey, look, I'm at the door. I don't know if you heard me, but I'm here for my appointment. And he said, look, I'm getting out of the shower, but I can save you a ton of time right now. If you're here to sell me some sort of cemetery plot, I'm not interested. And he was really aggressive, rude, intolerant. The kind of guy that off the bat kind of makes you feel like, oh man, I hope I'm not wasting my time with a loser. So of course, being who I am, I just said, look, man, I'm not here to sell you a cemetery plot. Sorry for the confusion. You sent a card in. I just need a few minutes to show you what this is about. And then I don't know if he heard me, but then he went on a mini tirade and said, I'm an honorably discharged member of the military. I will be buried with honors, and I don't need any of your damn cemetery plots. Have a nice day. Click. So it hung up on me. So I kind of walked away with my tail in between my legs and a little pissed off. Because you think, well, how do people even act like that? They don't even know who you are. It's not so much people not buying that makes me mad. It's just people who are inconsiderate and rude without any reason to be, because they haven't know who I am. Now, the interesting thing is that normally you walk away and you never hear from that person again. But I noticed that in several hours later in the day, I was going to actually talk to their neighbor. And I made it a point that regardless of the outcome of that sales presentation, I wanted to talk to the neighbor about, hey, is that guy who is as bad as he was to me? Well, it turns out I went and talked to the lady, and the lady just talked crap about the guy the whole time. How he was a pervert, how he was rude, how he was a weirdo. I mean, called him names. I mean, it was epic. And I kind of walked away with a smirk on my face, because I've always told agents this, and this is the moral of the story. The guys that treat you like dirt, that don't know who you are, they have problems. And unfortunately, you're the dog, the proverbial dog that gets kicked. They lead miserable lives. They are sad, angry people that hate themselves as much as they hate you, and they take out their personal frustrations and issues on complete strangers, of which they really have no basis in holding any beliefs or stereotypes of us. And so, the thing you have to understand is you can't let this stuff personally bother you. Now, I'll say this personally, but it does personally bother me. But I don't hold a grudge, and I don't escalate. It's one thing that I believe highly in, is that these people, as difficult as they are on the phone, you may be mad, well, geez, I wasted my time. You really didn't. You should be thankful that you didn't waste any more of your time. You saved a tremendous amount of time, as if you fought your way in the door. Well, now you're going to have to fight to sell them on you. Then you're going to have to fight on selling them why you do what you do. And then at the very end, you're going to have to get stuff that they may be fanatical about not giving, like their social security number, their bank account information. Normal stuff that we all collect upon the conclusion of making a sale. And this is all customary to getting a policy issued. This is the stuff you don't have to waste time on. You have to remind yourself that, hey, look, I actually saved a lot of time by walking away. And sure, the guy was rude and an asshole, but at least I can get on with my life and go to the next appointment to see somebody. That's the second point of this video, is that the pain from these jerk-offs is much less when you've got way too many people to see. When you have a minimal amount of people to see, and your time is more voluminous than maybe myself, where I'll be in the field working 12 appointments a day, and you may only have 2. That's going to have a much harder bite than maybe myself. So you have to kind of set yourself up in that perspective anyway to care, but not so much. So look, if you run into these agent killers, you know, first of all, in a sense, be thankful that they are there, because they take your competition out daily, because they can't handle the frustration they get, and it wipes them out. I've been there. Early on in my career, I let an agent killer get me, and I found out the lady, when I went back to her and decided I'd get over it, 12 months later, sending another card, the agent killer turned out to be demented. She had told me on the phone she had just bought insurance literally hours prior to my appointment, and kind of laughed it off, and I was really pissed, and it was really the end of my career temporarily within the first year of my business, in this business. And saw her again 12 months later, and the son told me the woman was crazy. She's demented, you know. So look, this is the people we deal with, and a lot of the times the people who are rude and considerate that drive you nuts, they are nuts. They are inconsiderate. It's their personality patterns, and you're not going to do anything to change that. And it's not your fault that they're douchebags. Let's just face it. You know, that they're inconsiderate assholes. And look, that's the way it is. I'm just shooting you straight and making you realize that, look, you know, we're all going to experience this stuff, but it's how we recover from these idiots and deadbeats that lets us continue on. And really, in a strange, convoluted way, like I said, we should be thankful for them, because they thin the herd. Thinning the herd is always a good thing in this business, and I hope it doesn't thin you out. But my immediate competition in the area, I hope it thins them out. If I could, I'd send them all these dipshit leads, and maybe I could be the only guy around, the only game in town. Now, the last thing I'll tell you is I had the same exact thing happen that same day. I said there was 2 of these calls. Well, this guy assumed I was some con man, even though he let me in the house, talk to me, was just really abrupt and rude, surprisingly, because he was kind of funny in the beginning. And but like I said, that one pissed me off too, because he wasted my time and accused me of impugning my integrity, or impugn my integrity, I should say. But yeah, so the point is, you know, look, the key is to have short-term insomnia, wake up the next day, forget all this bull crap, and just go on to the people who really need your help. That's really who we're looking for. It's a prospecting game, just like it is mining for gold. You got to dig through a lot of dirt, like these guys, in order to find the gold. And that's all that matters, is when you find that gold, it's all worth digging through the dirt. So this is David Duford at Final Expense Agent Mentor at feagentmentor.com. Check out my other videos, as I usually say. I've got well over 100 now. Also, subscribe to my YouTube page if you haven't. I do about 1 to 2 videos weekly on all sorts of subjects related to final expense. And as always, I want to thank you so much for listening to my videos, and take care.